Traveling throughout the South Korea, pretty much every place now, because it has changed my life. Because I've never seen such a in my life. 안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 네덜란드에서 온 바트라고 합니다. 반갑습니다. Okay, so it was back in 2013. I was studying Spanish in Spain, and there were a lot of Koreans also studying Spanish. But I was so ignorant about Korea. I never heard of Korea before, and I didn't know anything about it until I met them. It's actually a really interesting country. People are friendly. So I decided to, in my break time, college break time, to go to Korea and study some Korean. So 3 months in Korea, I had the best time of my life, and that's how I got to know Korean. That was in 2014. A little bit different reason. After that time, I went back to the Netherlands. I finished my master's, then I worked a year in a company. I felt I was too young, so I wanted to backpack through Asia. Because I made some friends in Korea, I wanted to start in Korea and then do all the other countries. But at the end of the trip, I had to go back to the Netherlands, but I didn't want to. It's like, if I go back now, then I have to start my job again. So why not just go to my favorite country? And that was Korea. I had most fun of all the countries. So I went back to Korea, and then I met my current wife, and I never left. Through Tinder. Dating application. And we talked about music, about how we like soju together. And then we met, we had some Italian food, pasta. Then we went to the Norebang, we sang, and then we went to Samcha and Sacha, and then we had a really good time. From that moment on, we kept dating. No, it just happens. I wanted to go back to the Netherlands, but then I met her, so I really like her. I don't want to do a long distance relationship. So I started to do things in Korea so I could stay longer. She's a big reason, because I also like Korea. If I don't like Korea, but only her, then I probably would have gone back to the Netherlands. So yeah, then you are in Korea. You get to learn about the history as well. I wanted to know more about the recent history, which is the war with North Korea. Because of that war, today Korea is divided to two countries. And from this side, you can only go to the border and have a look into the country. But I got to learn from YouTube, foreigners can actually really go to North Korea. I was so curious about what's going on in there. Like, how does it feel to walk through that unreal world of North Korea? They only show you what they want to show you. And that I wanted to experience. And that has been one of my most special experiences in life, maybe. Visiting North Korea meant a lot to me because it has changed my life. I was already interested in North Korea, but after the trip, my interest grew even more. So I started reading more, I started talking more to North Koreans, and I got to learn a lot about the reality behind pretty things that they show us. Concentration camps, hunger, the famine, the issues in the country. So yeah, it meant a lot in my life. Traveling throughout the South Korea, pretty much every place now, and my last trip was a bicycle journey like along the entire coast of South Korea. It was 2,000 kilometers. There's such a big variety of sceneries in Korea. You cannot just draw one picture of the landscape. It just keeps changing all the time. But my favorite scenery was in the south. Yeosu, Namhae, Haenam, Goheung. It gave me the Jurassic Park feeling. This is that homie got the hand in the water. Well, why did I film this? Because I've never seen such a beautiful sunrise in my life. You sleep in a tent, it's impossible to sleep, it's too hot, it's too small. So every day you wake up early the moment it's light. So every day you get to see this. I think who doesn't want to see this? Beautiful sunrises and sunsets you have everywhere. The point is that everybody can see this, you just have to wake up early, 4 or 5. Yeah, just the whole feeling with the hand and the reflection in the water, that made it a bit more special. But it's even more special because I'm sleeping in the tent right next to the water. I'm not in a hotel, I'm not coming there by car to see. No, I slept there all night, opened my tent, and this is what you see. Just imagine you wake up in your bedroom and this is what you see. That's how it felt. Probably not, but I don't care. There are not many rules regarding free camping. I think it's allowed. Did I? I've seen the sunset in Pyongyang. That was nice because the city, everything was frozen, so the reflection was on the ice in the river. You hear some weird song going through the city to wake up everyone. And I was just on the, I don't know, like 20th floor of the hotel, so I could see everything. It was nice. I did my research on that because many comments they say is wrong because the bad air that comes from China, Mongolia, from the desert comes over North Korea as well. So I think I was just lucky that I had clear blue sky when I was there, but they have many bad days as well, but their air quality is bad. I'm not an environmentalist, so I'm not sure what the impact is on the sky. Just what I saw those 7 days is that I had a blue sky, clear, it was fresh. I felt more like, when I do that here in the city, I feel a bit like I want to wear the mask when I'm outside. That's maybe the difference. Yeah, I've seen all this. I've seen everything. What I really found unique in Korea are the small villages in the countryside, in the mountains, where the young people left and only the older people remain, but they still manage to keep the village running. That is what I think is so unique. It's so Korean. It's a bit untouched. by commerce. It's not that companies came in and take over, buy ground and build these whole big apartment buildings. Especially when I was in Kaesong, there was this whole town of Hanok villages, like all like small, I don't know, probably how it used to look like in the 60s, 70s. Exactly the way it was is still there. I really love to see that. You don't really find places like that in Korea anymore. A lot of big buildings in between companies. That was unique in North Korea. Yeah, I am 7.5. Because it gives me space to learn. So there are different phases. If you come here as a tourist, it's so fun, you know, you can give yourself a 10 for joy. But then you want to live here seriously, then you have to work. You have to understand Korean culture, the history, where certain emotions come from. You have to know how they behave. You know, you have to mingle in, and instead of keeping or sticking to your own, in my case, Western values, behave like that. I overcame that, and now I got to understand Korea much more, but I still have to work on my Korean language, be more successful in terms of business. So that's why I want to give some space to. A year later, if you ask me the same question, I will say 8.5. I want to be a successful YouTuber. I want people to find my channel and enjoy my videos. And eventually I want to become a documentary filmmaker and produce something for Netflix. It's like my little life goal. Yes, probably around 80%. I think they want me to live in North Korea. I seem to enjoy me traveling to unique places, experience it through my own Dutch eyes, give some context about the history and culture, some more explanation. I get the feeling from my videos. So I talked about my bicycle trip around the entire coast of South Korea, how I experienced all those beautiful sceneries and how they're different from each other, how they're different from my country. And also that you can check out on my channel. I uploaded so many videos about this journey. Really exciting. See you there. Thank you.